Taps is gonna be the first person to. No, you're gonna be fine. Okay, so the recitals are like 98% set in stone. Okay. Still shift a little bit, but I think it's.
So there's one tonight, or what?
No, sorry. So look over here first. So this, yes, you've got to sing your first song tonight.
You're really gonna have a problem.
So midterm recital June 15th at 10:30 a.m. And I know I told you to plan on afternoon, but again, I can't really control it. So thank you, of course, for your patience. Call time 10 a.m. for that. These will both be in the recital hall.
What's
Which if you
call
just
time?
walk to the, come at 10 a.m. Recital starts at 10:30 a.m. Yes, thank you, good question. The recital hall, I think it's like room, I forget, 269 or something. But if you walk to the end of this hall and turn right, it's the first room on your left. Yes, and we'll do a little tour of it because it is a little bit of a confusing room because it goes up on both stories and there's seriously 5 doors into it, so you could easily get lost in it. But yes, come at 10 a.m., recital at 10:30, then July 13th, come at 6:30, recital at 7. Okay? Any questions about that? So this will be where we sing your second song. This will be where we sing your third song for the semester.
Do we still have to pick our second song from the book, or can we bring sheet music?
Let's pretty much plan on picking our second song from the book. Third song. Unless there's like a specific there just isn't a good song for your voice type in the book, then we'll talk about it. But otherwise, there's a lot of good songs in there, so let's kind of plan on that. But
remind me what the dress code is for us again for the recital.
for the recital, glitz and glam.
Oh,
And modesty as well.
don't forget that you.
Dang, I was gonna have a
I know.
on my side and be like,
Bring your bling, bring your bling, heavy
Yeah.
chains.
Yeah, singers are not shy about their appearance.
They're very selfish.
I buy the brightest clothes I can just for that. A bright blue jacket,
Alright.
bright pink
Neon
shirt,
yellow.
bright, glitz and glam. Whatever you want, I don't care. I mean, you can just be
A
like
little
church clothes.
bedazzle.
Do you want us in dresses and like?
Yes, it's like dress clothes.
Very.
Okay, so like base level church clothes and then add some glitz.
A little flare.
But ladies, do think about your shoes. And make sure that you're comfortable singing in those shoes beforehand. So you bring out your 6-inch stilettos and then you're like, oops. Okay. You know, if you're comfortable singing in them, but try to know that in advance. So you don't get out there and, like another example of this, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't happen at BYU Idaho, but at another school I taught at, a girl walked out and she was like, you know, she's kind of slumpy like this. She walks out and goes, and she'd worn one of those skirts that was like shorter in the front and longer in the back, and it just like whoop, came right on up. And it was,
So the singing went woo.
yeah. So modesty is hottesty.
Mhm.
That's first. Okay. One assignment that we haven't talked about yet is that I hope that this isn't going to be a stressful assignment, but I would like you to attend a solo vocal event this semester. What? Really, the assignment is just to get the program from the recital, watch the recital, and take some notes on the program that you get. Does that make sense? So it's not like write a paper. I don't think so.
Where are the recitals at?
So these 3 recitals are all coming up the first one tonight. It's the voice honor recital, so it's all voice majors.
Yeah, I'm not going that one.
I don't think I even get to go to that because I think my wife has a rehearsal. But
Is that one next Monday?
then
Maybe I
this
could go.
one is this coming Saturday, and it's with some. I think there's some community members and some students and It's actually going to be a really fun recital.
Like in a couple days this Saturday?
Yeah, this coming Saturday.
Where is it at?
All of them are in the recital hall, at the young hall. And then,
Will you keep us updated on the ones that are coming up? I think we-
yeah, I'll try. Yeah, there'll be opera scenes this semester, there'll be Beauty and the Beast this semester you could go to. So anything that's like local solo stuff, but not choir. Okay, because that's the different thing. Yes?
Are these recitals free? Do you know?
Yes,
Okay.
they're all free. Opera scenes will be free as well. Beauty and the Beast will cost, but you know, going to. Then the next Monday, this one is my recital, so you have to come.
Oh, I'll definitely record.
I'm bringing in a friend who's another professional opera singer, and we'll both be doing some solo stuff, and then we'll be doing some duets as well, so it should be fun. What? No. Well, except for I have had a cold, so we'll see how that goes, but. No, so that should be fun. I'm excited about that. I haven't done a recital in a little while, so. All in the recital hall down the hall. Walk to the end of the hall until you bump your nose on the wall. Turn right, first door on your left.
Okay.
You can find it. Believe in you.
What's the number?
I don't know.
Is it 36?
I think it's 269.
Okay, so it's
Should we go on a 30-second field trip?
All right. Smile pretty for the camera.
So not choir, but.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Process. Appreciate it, good sir. I love field trips.
Welcome back.
Okay. So pick a recital. Come if you can come this week. Don't wait until the last week of the semester. I mean, there are always voice recitals coming up, but just go. You can go. It's fun. All of these will probably be like an hour tops. Voice recitals are generally fairly short. So, okay, good. So recital attendance, intro. So, oh, we gotta sing our hymn. Did we even say a prayer?
No.
Yeah.
You said a prayer.
We invited the spirit,
Good.
hopefully.
The Spirit is here. Let's sing our hymn.
Hey.
Good. Now let us rejoice.
Don't we need to have
I
a.
didn't pull it up. I thought I did.
Hey! There we go.
Nice.
Oh yes, very nice.
Okay.
Did you need a scroller?
Yep. Or do you want to play? wanna play? You play. Okay, so we've got a new time signature today. Take a look. What is it? 3, 4. So that means how many beats am I measuring? 3. We got this. Okay, so down is 1. Out is 2. This is what people get tricked on. So don't go across. Down, out, up. Down, out, up. So why do you think that we go out instead of across? I think it's easier to see, yeah. And you always like, the next important beat besides like beat 1, the downbeat, is a pickup beat. So we want the pickup beat to always be in the same spots, but everyone sees it happening in the same place, you know what I mean? Okay, ready, let's try that together. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And try not to get too squirrely. 1, 2, 3. Keep it pretty simple, but big. Big and simple, that's the best rule. Okay, so what beat do we start singing on? What? We
3.
breathe on beat 2, singing on. You might be thinking since there's 2 notes, so that's a good question. But those 2 notes collectively are 1 beat. You can kind of tell that because with those bars on top, it means there. Okay, so we're gonna breathe on 2, sing on 3. Ready, 1.
Now let us rejoice in the day. Oh, are we still continuing?
Okay, since you're not playing today, why don't we have you 2 switch? So you get to conduct. How do you feel? We need a big out first before we start singing. Just do da 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 da.
Let us rejoice in the day of salvation, no longer as strangers on earth need we roam. Good tidings are sounding to us and each nation, and surely the hour of redemption will come, when all that was promised the saints will be given, and none will molest them from morn until eve, and earth will appear as the Garden of Eden, and Jesus will say to all Israel, come home.
Oh, you're good. Let's do a second one so we can practice. We stop the last note, breathe, and don't cut the breath short. The breath is just as important. Da da da. Don't feel like you need to rush through it or to get to the music. The breath is super. That's good. Nice. You guys nailed it. Okay, so I will sing first. So we can talk about a few things about kind of what we're expecting. And yeah, I'm sorry that email was a disaster. I didn't know that until like, I don't know, last night. And I was like, oh, well, nobody knows who's singing tomorrow. But to be honest with you, I decided to be nice for a couple of weeks and let you know in advance, but ultimately what I want to do is have it always be a surprise who's singing so that you have to just come and be ready. So in a way, we just kind of started a little early on that. But sorry, I wasn't intending it to be like that, but you know, it's all good.
So, are we going to be singing our other songs in class in addition to at the recital?
Yes. Yes. You'll get to practice your second and third songs in class. Okay, so I'll go first. We'll talk, and then I'll just kind of start calling out names. And since this is week number 1, you're allowed to have a stand here, remember, with your music if you need to. Okay? So I'll just leave that here, but I'll kind of get out of my way. Would somebody come play the music for me? Who's my DJ? You're one of my DJs? Thank you. There we go. So,
Mark's up, Mark's up.
adjust volume.
Back it up, back it up.
It's usually the first one. And I right click on it and open it in the tab. So that way
You know, that's true. Got some good strong chords.
Yeah, we'll have them come out. I just tell you your songs and then you can have them for your But yeah, I'll be on this. Okay, so what I'd like you to pay attention to. I want you, even though you won't, unless you speak Italian fluently, you won't, well, and even then it's kind of confusing because you don't know the storyline. But I want you to tell me what emotions you're seeing that I'm portraying. And because I'm trying to give you a well-rounded character, it's pretty easy for us, like just pick a hymn, for example. Now let us rejoice in the day. And it's just like happy, 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 happy. And after a while, it's kind of like, you know, it's just like that's the shallowest character that ever existed. Because nobody is just happy, 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 happy. Some people pretend in public. You know what I mean? It's just not real. We don't relate to that. Nor do we relate to mad, 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 mad. You know, so there's got to be a little bit of depth to your character. And I think you'll be able to see pretty easily what my overarching emotion is in the song, but what are some of the subtler emotions that are also there. So be paying attention to that. So remember, I'll go after it. So clap wildly when I come out. Hello, my name is Evan Dunn, and today I will be singing Hai già vinta la causa from Mozart's Le Nozze di Figaro. Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento in quella gioia cadea? Perfidi, io voglio di da modo punirvi, a piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagalla in qua maniera, e poi di Antonio tan incognito figo ricusa di dare alla nipoti matrimonio, motivando l'orgoglio di questo mendicato. Tutto giovan raggirò, facendo in vede son affetto che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò, 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 vedrò. Ah, non lasciarti in pace, non vo questo contento. Non nascesti andante, tu non nascesti andante per dare a me tormento e forse col perile di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vedette mie quest'anima consola e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa. Ah, che lasciarti in pace non vuol questo contento. Tu non nascesti andante per dare a me tormento e forse col perile di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola se le vedette mie quest'anima consola e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa.
Brava, brava.
Okay, so what's kind of the arc of emotion?
Passion.
I'm mad, right? Yeah. Okay, so what else? What else did you notice?
You seem kind of torn between being mad and being upset about something.
Yeah.
Was there a point where you were questioning what was going on?
No, like reflection.
Sure, you know, and to be honest, it's kind of like, I mean, if you look at the very first thing, I say, hai già vinto la causa. What do you think he's feeling right there?
What just happened?
Yeah, and literally I'm saying, what did I just hear? Cosa sento in quel laccio io cadea. So it's like, step, step, explosion.
It almost
Yeah.
sounds like a parent that was just like sassed by a child.
Did you say?
I was thinking betrayal.
Yeah, kind of all of these
Like
things.
someone's best friend went and did a not good thing.
Yeah, it could be all of these things.
What is it actually?
I got a little bit of like determination.
Towards the end, right?
Yeah. Like you're determined
Like
to
you're gonna do something about it.
Mhm.
You mean business.
Mhm. Yeah. There's moments of hurt, like
yeah.
you realize he's been hurt. There's moments.
Yeah, there was something where I was like, wow, like you just like had this moment where you could see like the pain. And you're
Right.
like, oh.
He's confused, he's mad, he's kind of a childish character. He's just like, you can fly off the handle. He's used to getting what he wants, and when he doesn't get it, he just, yeah, he's kind of a tantrum thrower. Yeah, so, I mean, it's a little bit of a risque story, but
What's it?
I'm the count, I'm the,
Someone cheat on you?
okay, so I'm the count, and I'm married to the countess, obviously. And back in the day, so Mozart, he did like a lot of social critiques about, like, it was that age of enlightenment where you know, like French Revolution, the common man is rising up and taking out, you know, so it's kind of that sort of stuff. So I'm the idiot character, and it's my servants who are always getting the best of me. So at the time, there was like this kind of rule where the count could sleep with his
Mistress.
maids before they got married. So they got engaged to be married, and he got to sleep with them first. And so, like, I get tricked because my maid, like, tells me that, like, originally I say I'm gonna forgo that, but then she's like, oh, it's okay, you can do it, but she's really lying to me, and I find out that she's lying to me, and then I decide, anyway, it's just like this. So he's like the evil bad character, but really it's the servants who are like the smart ones who know what's going on. Right? So I just heard her and her fiance, Figaro, that's why it's called the marriage of Figaro. Figaro and Susanna are getting married. I just heard them say that they figured out this thing, and I'm like, oh, what did I just hear? Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm such an idiot! Ah! And then it just kind of...
You have to go.
Yes, okay. So what we're working on this semester is some of that. You're welcome to sit down for a minute, because we are going to talk about this assignment and then we'll perform. Because that's what this assignment is about. Okay, so affects number 1, do this coming Saturday for next week. Okay. If you're missing an assignment, when we're done with our first song, all of the assignments for the first song are, you can't turn them in anymore for grading, okay? Because it's not really helpful anymore. You know what I mean? Yes?
I done goofed and named the wrong ones with which ones, so sorry.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be able to see that.
Okay. So the last ones I submit for the first 2, those are the correct ones.
Okay, so for next week in lab, that's your last week singing the first song. We're picking out our second song next week. So after your lab time next week, I will not accept your assignments anymore for the first song. So if you're behind, just keep that in mind. It's okay if you're behind. Just get caught up. Yeah. They're not hard, they're not long assignments. You can do it. Okay? But so affects number 1 assignment is all about emotion. Okay? What we're gonna do is you're gonna take out your sheet music. Got like a few different stanzas on it. And you're going to take the lyrics of each phrase and you're going to write a personal interpretation for what those lyrics mean. Now, some of them it'll be super obvious, and I get it, we're pretty much all singing English songs. And, but even if it's an English song, it's probably about a story you don't understand, or it might have words that you don't know because they're not like 21st century English words, there's kind of old poetry, stuff like that. So you need to know, in 21st century me speech, what am I saying? Okay? So you're going to write your own interpretation above or below each stanza, wherever it fits in your music. Okay? So
we need to write it on the music.
On the music.
I don't like that plan.
Copy your music and then write it.
Okay.
So the first one is interpretation. And this is phrase by phrase. Okay? I wouldn't make your phrases too small. Occasionally people will be like, oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. And they like make it like, oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside. Or maybe even long, but you know what I mean? Don't chop it up into like the tiniest little thing. Think of like a whole phrase and then interpret it, what it means.
Are we doing this for the whole song or what could you?
For the whole song. Okay?
This is just for our song, right?
For your song.
Everyone's.
Yes, just for your song. Okay? Then the second step, also on your music, is for each of those phrases that you just interpreted, you're going to come up with a one-word emotion. So like I said, hi Javi to la causa. I mean, what did I just hear? You know, it's kind of like confusion, frustration, explosion. You know, that's kind of my arc there. And then you go throughout the whole song so that it doesn't turn into just angry, 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 angry. That song can easily just turn into shout fest. You know what I mean? But you have to see moments of his weak side and moments of his vulnerability and all of this stuff to get a well-rounded character.
So we do a one-word emotion for each line?
Each phrase,
Okay.
yeah.
Each phrase, so each word in the song?
No,
Oh,
a
okay.
phrase would be like a
Okay.
musical sentence.
I got you.
Yep, a musical sentence. And try to make it interesting. I know that some songs, like if you're doing a hymn, it is a little trickier, you know, but like you need to try to dig in and think of your character that you wrote about and your character and scene, and try to get as well-rounded a picture as possible so that it makes sense throughout the whole song. Where is my character strong? Where's my character weak? What emotions are they feeling? So it's not just like joy, gladness, happiness, whatever.
Butterflies.
You know, that's not what I don't want you to feel like you have to make up words. I know that sometimes it's the same sort of feeling that goes through. I get that. So it's not important that you always come up with new words. It just needs to be an arch that makes sense throughout the whole song. Okay? I feel like there was a point number 3.
Scan it in,
What?
scan it, or take a picture, how do we do it?
Oh,
Yes.
3. You'll copy it into one of the scanners, each page, and then attach all the pages to iLearn. So the easiest way to do that is on the printer right upstairs in the corner. You can do this, or the printers in the library. Scan to email. Anyone not know how to scan to email? Okay. You just you slide your card in the thing like normal, and when you go to copy, instead of like copy print, you'll just like go into the options and do a scan option instead, and then it'll have different options. You do scan to email, you punch in your email address, and it emails you each of the pages. And then you can download them on whatever computer you're on, and then attach them on iLearn or Canvas or whatever.
Wait, we do this, like the interpretation first?
All of it will be, sorry, thank you, good question. So your interpretation, you usually like write it over top or something like that. And then maybe in the margin is where I would write an affect word. I want it to be a little bit separate so you can see it. But then you'll scan each page, like let's say my song is 3 pages long, scan each of the 3 pages because you'll have done the work on it. What's that?
Or do you want us to print them out and then scan?
No.
You can just set the screen line, you can just set it right on there. And
Yeah, you just set your book on the
Oh,
on the
book.
screen and scan to email.
Our book.
There is an app that you can do the same thing. You can
With
just
your
take it
phone.
with your phone, where you can just take a picture,
Yeah.
and then it filters out everything else and just makes it a PDF.
Yeah, I use Genius Scan
Mm.
is an app. I've done that before, so if you, I think it's a free app,
Yeah.
and you can just scan it and then like share it to a computer or something. Okay? Yes.
You just want us to scan the music and send it to you. That's all you want scanned and sent to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you'll have everything written in on it.
Oh,
The assignment. Like you'll have written in your interpretation and your affix word on your music. Okay, so that's due Saturday for next week.
Okay.
Okay, how we feeling? We good? Any questions about character and scene context? Okay. Let's get singing.
Oh wait, I have,
Yes.
what's our,
like you said that
when you grade it, like if sometimes you write comments and then you'll send it, like you'll tell us to like go more into detail about certain things. How do we know if we've done that on
You'll have a grade.
a grade?
Yeah.
Like a letter grade?
I think it says out of 35 points,
Oh,
which
okay.
I just made that up. It literally means nothing. You'll get 35 points or 0 points, and if you get 0 points, you'll have a comment. And then you can resubmit it, and it's like not a problem.
I just had a question about, so like, for instance, the piece that I did, it's kind of like a mother-son dynamic. I've never, like, I wasn't even close with my own mother, and so it's hard for me to do that. So like, writing it out so I actually feel significant things to become
Well,
that
do you
character.
care
Is
about
it,
someone like a lot?
well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is it okay if like some of the notes I put don't apply, if it's from a musical, don't apply to the situation itself, but reflect the same type of relationship?
Yeah.
Think of a pet.
cool.
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
not totally lonely, guys. I'm not Taurus, it's okay.
Like every character I've ever been in every opera is the bad guy, and I don't consider myself a bad guy, so
Monster.
it's really fun actually. I'm telling you, all the bad. I've probably played the very worst villains you could imagine in this world. That's me. So yeah, count. Exhibit A.
And when your song is taken from a certain point of view, like male or female, is it okay to switch that? Because
Mhm.
I'm singing Scarborough Fair, and it's kind of interchangeable.
Yes, yeah. You could. It's more common for a female character to be able to play both men and women than it is for men. But so you could say I'm a male character, or you could switch the song. Like you could change the he/she pronouns as well. That would be an option. So, I mean, especially because like traditionally, you know, even in the arts, it wasn't like a super like gay, trans friendly environment. But nowadays, it's definitely getting more like, flexible. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm auditioning for a female role this year.
Scandalous.
I won't if I do the role.
You have a beard, deal breaker.
But it's Miss Trunchbull and Matilda.
Yes!
Do it.
I'm like, I don't know if I can do
You should
it.
keep
Do it.
It would just be
Yeah.
so fun. Okay.
Or maybe like some stubble.
Here and there, you know.
Like real patchy.
Just
Okay, let's sing.
Do a little bit right there.
So today, so if I call your name, coming up and give your song to Dominique, and we'll do it. She's leaving. She's out of here.
Walks up the
I
door,
had
I'm
some
right.
garbage.
Okay.
Good call.
Can't just leave
Okay, so Jessica, Ellie, Dominique, Sam, Noel, Cassidy.
Aw.
I can stay after all, you guys.
Come on up and give your song to Dominique. And I'll take over for you.
Can we do warm-ups or something? I
We
thought.
sang a hymn together.
No, that's
Oh.
That was the only one that I got.
Ouch.
But you sing right after.
Boom. Mic drop.
You got yourself.
or something.
The warm-up is standing by the piano cookies.
Oh, you want to?
Oh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, tell them.
Just remember, tears help with the performance. It adds character.
Unless you have a happy song. Well, then you could fake happy tears, I guess.
I guess.
Pretend that they're happy.
Just think of a grassy field full of puppies. And then remember that you have allergies and they're Dobermans.
Well, eventually it will be like pretty much. Go.
Oh no. No.
I keep asking that. I just can't.
Vocal warm-ups don't really work like that. Like once you're warmed up for the day, you kinda almost just stay warmed up the whole day. I'm telling you, I've sung so much on occasions in my life where I wake up the next morning and my voice is still warmed up. That's great. But that's only when you're rehearsing like 10 hours a day. And you get up the next morning like,
So you
oh.
wake up singing?
Sometimes.
How can you feel when your voice is like completely warmed up?
Well, you know,
What if pipe froze?
That's a good question.
Seriously, though.
I find it, yeah.
It'll clear your
I don't
pipes.
worry about. I
Thanks.
don't worry about it.
That's comfy.
The more I
Make
worry
sure it
about
goes
the
out the
more
nose and not up the
concerned
nose.
I'm not. So I just kind of like.
Why
just
we
go
don't
for
get
it.
it on noggin?
Okay, let's do this. Oh no, you need it. Sorry. Take it.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so walk on, bow, announce yourself.
Okay, cool.
Head down, say your thing, bow.
Hello, my name is Jessica Corey, and I will be singing Not While I'm Around from the musical Sweeney Todd by Stephen Sondheim. Not to worry, I may not be smart, but I dreamed of. Put me to it, let me do it, give me something I can overcome. Not to worry, nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no sir, not while I'm around. Demons are prowling everywhere nowadays. I'll see them howling, I don't care, I've got ways. No one's gonna hurt you, no one's gonna dare. Others may desert you, not to worry, whistle, I'll be there. Demons will charm you with a smile for a while, but in time, nothing can harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no
And then Sam's next.
You got this.
After Dominique, sorry. But you can come sit over here so you're ready.
I'm Dominique Rouse, and I'll be singing the traditional song Danny Boy.
Dominique, can you walk out one more time just with a little more pep to the step? Rather than like you're walking to the lions.
Meow.
Yeah, you don't really have to do that. But you know, just like you own this place. Okay? Let's clap for her. What? No.
Nailed it.
No judge zone, right? No judge zone, okay. Ryan Taylor. I'll be singing Shenandoah. It's a traditional country folk song.
We're also not required to say that email address.
I'm Noelle Gibbons, and I will be singing Shenandoah as well, a traditional American folk song.
Is it just like required to touch the piano?
Yeah, for
It has power.
Rolling river.
Hey, have a great rest of your week, or I'll see you at lab. Get caught up on your assignments.
I have a long distance relationship right now.